Well, it is a beautiful start to the morning, and I'm out for a little walk with Daisy and Mrs. Primetime. Here's Daisy, and there's Mrs. Primetime's famous hand right there. So maybe we'll be seeing some more of that lately. A little bit of the arm there too. So we're gonna be heading off to an estate sale today. So hopefully we'll get some good treasures there. We'll be off in just a few minutes. All right, we're here. As you can see, this is a one-level house. There's no line. There's not many people there because it's not run by a big estate sale company. So I didn't have to worry about running down into the basement first. So I looked down to the right and I saw this Aviation Cadet training booklet from the 1940s. Do not pass these types of books up. Even though they're small and thin, they are still collectible. This one should sell for right around $25. Sometimes you have to tilt it to get the right light on it to see the title. That one says Columbus Army Flying School. It's from Missouri. Again, should get around $25 out of that one. Now, this is a box of photos. When you're going through these boxes of photos, look for famous people if you could identify them. Look for famous brands that you might be able to see someone holding up in the photo, or something that's written on the photo that indicates where something's from that other people might be interested in. And so this fit the bill for me. Not only on the bottom does it say Mountain Ave School, that one, and this one has a date on it, 1926 and 1927. Also just love the way the people are dressed. I love the teacher's face in the background. It's just so cool. So you're also looking for something that stands out to you, that just looks interesting, something people might want to display. I picked up both of those, put them in the box. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's the table I was looking at. Then I looked down to the right, and I could tell right there that that's Jesus. So you could just see from the sunbeams coming over there. So it's a tapestry, I could tell. And then there was one behind it. So I decided to just lay them out and give you a nice broad look at it. So these are vintage tapestries. You could just tell from the making of it and just the feel of it and just how it looks. This one here was made in Lebanon. The peacock is really what stands out. It does have some religious themes in the background. You could tell also by the tag, just by feeling it and looking at it and the coloring of it, that it is vintage. These sell for around, we're in now the $30 to $40 range on those. Now, of course, what do you expect to find near some religious stuff? Well, you guessed it. So we're at Prime Time After Dark. So this stuff, I'm not going to focus a lot on it, but I did pick these things up because there are people that need these types of things. Those sell for around $15 to $20 per DVD. Now, speaking of magazines, by the way, the other ones weren't worth that much, but I just going to add them onto it as part of the lot. Now, these here on the top, these are not worth much at all. In fact, they're not really worth anything. But you're going to come across a lot. People save 9/11 stuff, Princess Diana stuff. But they say don't judge a book by its cover. Well, don't judge a stack of things by what's layered on the top. You have to keep digging. That's what treasure hunting is all about. And that's how a lot of treasures get missed. And this was amazing. Couldn't believe that I found this. This is from Madison Square Garden. That's the 2003 Big East Championship. And it's relevant because 2003 is the year Syracuse won the championship in basketball. And that's literally the program from the Final Four. So that's amazing. That's when the year that they beat Kansas. And I couldn't believe that I found that. I see a lot of Syracuse stuff and Syracuse magazines around here. But usually it's the Sports Illustrated one where they won the championship, that one right there. So I'll see that every once in a while, and I pick that up. But so I'm picking out all these 2003 related ones. And then I came across something that just totally blew my mind. If you're a sports fan, you know Carmelo Anthony. He was drafted by the Denver Nuggets, and he came to Syracuse for a preseason game. And this is actually from the Carrier Dome. before he actually, played in a regular season NBA game. So this is an amazing piece. You actually had to go to the Carrier Dome to get this. It's the program. So I can't even believe this. I've never seen this around. And I live in Syracuse, and I've just never seen it. And this is a booklet that celebrates the national championship that year. So I'm going to lot pretty much all that stuff together except for that Carmelo Anthony piece. I'm going to try to sell that one separately because it's just so unique. So anyway, go through those magazine stacks, folks. So now this here, this is a cool book, just sitting here by itself. Maybe someone just left it there, and but I decided to take a closer look at it. And when I opened it up, it's from the late 1800s, really cool German dictionary type book. And as I flip through it, it has English and it has German in it, which is neat. And I'm just getting a sense of the condition. You can see it's pretty good. It has one little stain there. But overall, it's in really nice shape. So I decided to pick it up and take a shot at it. So now I start to walk down the stairs. Finally, some non-creepy stairs. I tried to get that sign up top, but that was not for sale. I asked. The homeowner was there. I'll talk to you more about that later. It was a little awkward. Now this room, there wasn't anything in there, but then I just kept walking straight ahead, and this was so cool. I love this setup. I love the style of the door. I love all these books to go through. We'll go through those in a moment. But I just want to take you through. This was really neat. So then you just walk in. It's like the TARDIS from Doctor Who. It looks like bigger on the inside than the outside. It's got another secret staircase on the way down. I felt like I was in a dungeon. I mean, it was real, but like a cool dungeon. The stuff all the way in the back there was not for sale. It was like blocked off by the sofa. And there were really just like fancy pieces in here. They were selling furniture and stuff. So it wasn't anything to really buy but in that room. But I just wanted to show it to you because it's just so cool. I love seeing all these different houses and stuff. But let's walk our way back there towards the books because there's some interesting things there. And I know a lot of you are interested in reselling books. Cliff Notes. I always just get big stacks of Cliff Notes. And you want to buy them in these big lots like this where you're not only buying the Cliff Notes as a lot, but just everything as a lot. So you get a really good price on them because basically what's going to happen is when you try to sell those, you're going to get, if you're lucky, you'll get about $1 a piece for them on eBay, usually a little bit less. So you want to really source them low. I love Dark Shadows stuff, as you know. And Barnabas Collins is the main character there. And I had to pick this book up, crack me up. It's not worth much, only worth about $10, but I just love Dark Shadow stuff, so I had to get it. Remember, I've talked about looking for books by theme when you're sourcing. And so these books are all by the same author, Cosgrove. If you were to find these in large lots, who remembers these from when they were a kid? They're from the mid-1970s. Let me know down in the comment section. I only found 4 of them, so I'd probably get like 20 to 25 out of them. But if you found them in big lots, they'll sell for hundreds of dollars if you have a nice big giant stack of them. So always be on the lookout for these. You can't miss them based on the really bright colors and everything. And again, Cosgrove is the author that you want to look for there, Stephen Cosgrove. And look here. Goosebumps books again. What are the chances of that? So, here I'm starting out a little collection with the Goosebumps books, but like with the Cliff Notes, I have a big stack of them already at home, so I could just add those. Now, I did see the Jaws book, but it was like beaten up in like 10 millionth edition, so I left it there. Religious items, again, those pictures are pretty generic, but this was not. I love this crucifix here. I love the coloring on it. I figured when I pulled it off the wall, I'd get a sense of where it's from, and there you go, Honduras. So nice and colorful. It's ceramic. Picked that up as well. And then walked towards the end of the hallway. There really wasn't anything there. A lot of the rooms were closed off, which was a bummer. This room, there didn't look like there was that much, but I went over to the bed, and Jesse Shops is going to have to advise me on this, but I decided to pick this up. It's kind of old granny, but, I figured that it's nice and bright and colorful, has nice beads on it and stuff. One of the beads kind of came off a little bit, so Mrs. Primetime has to sew it back on for me, but I picked them up. I thought they were good. And then I found a special guest when I was walking around. Look at that. The Primetime Treasure Hunter was here. I couldn't believe it. He actually was at the sale, and he's holding a purse for some reason. I thought that was strange, but I was looking for his box, and then I looked down, and there it was. He put it away. So, let's head out of here. All right, so we're out of there. Now, it was a little bit more difficult to film in that one because the owner of the home was there, as well as multiple family members, and they were basically patrolling all of the rooms, and they were letting everybody know who they were as well. So, that's always a little bit awkward, because typically what happens is that the estate sale is just run by an estate sale company that the family hires out. Sometimes it's the family that runs it, but it's usually not the owner that's there. That happens every once in a while. Sometimes it can be a problem because the owner could get into disputes with the estate sale dealers in terms of how to price some of their possessions that they see going out the door. It can be really hard for them to part with those things. That wasn't the case here, fortunately. I know the guy who runs the estate sale. He sets up at the flea market a lot. I've bought comic collections from him and stuff in the past. So when I went to check out, he just has this knack of just eyeing things and just giving some random price. And so, he just looked at everything in the box, and they were laughing because when I came over there, he's like, "Here comes trouble." And they're like, "Yeah, we saw you loading everything up in the box and everything." So they knew, and, because I go to so many of the sales. And so he's like, "All right, $40. So I'm like, "All right, $30. So he laughed, and we just met in the middle at $35. So you could see right there, $35. There's the receipt. And I'm going to head over to another estate sale. It's about 17 minutes away. Now, this one is actually in an apartment complex. I normally don't go to those. The only reason I'm going to this one is because I have a really good relationship with the estate sale dealer, and it's more of a courtesy call. I really don't expect to even get anything there. I did see in the ad that there were some religious items that were going to be there, so I don't know, maybe we could find some saints or something like that when we go over there. But I'm not on the list or anything, so I'll probably just get in at the end, and probably won't be that much, but we'll go check it out and see what happens. Let's head over. All right, as it turns out, it's not an apartment complex. Even though you see 2 levels there, though, there was only 1 level that was available to pick. So it was being rented out like an apartment. Now, there were a lot of people in line. I did get video footage of it, but I can't find it, so I just grabbed this picture online. But let me tell you about what happened. People out there were getting antsy because they start to see everybody coming out with all sorts of items and stuff. And so, people just start thinking negative. And, I heard this one lady who I was standing next to say to somebody else, "What do you think the chances are that we're going to be able to find anything when we get in there?" And then real quickly she said, "Slim to none." And I heard that and I just said, "Game on." So let's go in there and see if we could find anything. All right, so when I walked through the door, at first I was worried because I said, uh-oh, maybe everything really was wiped out. But then I walked ahead and I saw this just laying on the floor. And I said, this is interesting. And if you see there, it says Augustus. And I think this is Caesar Augustus. And it's clearly vintage. You could feel it. You could just see it from the art. And so I said, I don't know what's going to happen with this one, but I'm going to take a shot at it. So sometimes you got to do that in these situations. Now, this one here is something easily missed. I've talked about it a lot. Bibles are excellent to source. Now, this has an imitation leather cover, and it's from the 90s, and it's not the type that I would typically try to source, and that's why a lot of people passed up on it. But it has this cool inscription in it from someone who gave it to someone who became a lay Dominican. This one sells for right around $20, so maybe even a little bit more. So I picked that one up. Now, this is another thing that was left here, and this is a famous poster, famous print, which is called Our Lady of the Rosary. I love the religious imagery in it, but people left it there because it has that damaged area on the bottom. And you can see it's been there for a while because someone tried to repair it with tape. But I think it's so cool, and it's from the 1940s that I decided to pick it up. You could do a little repair on this, and sometimes you just have to, if you want to see what it could look like when it's repaired, just try to press the seams down together. And you see that? That's going to look a lot better when it's taped up. But a lot of people can't get that in their vision because all they see is that big tear. So what I advise doing is carrying some invisible tape with you and a rubber band. I'll show you why I use that in a moment. And there you go. I just do a little tape up of it to prevent it from getting further damaged. And then I also put the rubber band around it to make it easier to walk around with me. So keep it nice and safe. Then I walked into this last room here all the way in the back, and I saw this, and I knew why people left it there because I didn't know what the heck it was. But it drew me into it because it looked kind of like a troll face, but I'm not too far off. It's actually a Mountaineer, and it's a decanter. What also drew me to it is blue glass. Blue glass is very collectible. This one sells for around 30 to 40 bucks. Now, this one here I just picked up because it's just a nice wooden Asian figure and will go good with some of my Feng Shui items. All right, well, we're out of there, so not bad considering the situation. I wound up getting everything there for just $10, so I beat the slim to none prediction, so I'm happy about that, and let's head back to Primetime Treasure headquarters. All right, we're back. Let's see what Daisy's up to. Daisy! What's going on? What you got there? Your butterfly? Is that your butterfly? Could I see? Could I see your butterfly? Could I see it? There it is. Hello. How are you? Did you have a good day today? Did you get a treat from the mail lady? I hope it was good. All right, so we're going to wrap up with some subscriber shout-outs, some postcard placements, and some prezzies. So if you like that sort of stuff, hang on. I'm going to start off with a shout-out to Jessie Shops. You've heard me talk about her before. She purchased this from me this morning, starting my day off on the right foot. So thank you very much for that, Jessie. $10.99 for this. This is the last of the items like this. These were made in Japan. Some of you who've been watching my haul videos might remember the video where I sourced this along with some other animals. There was a butterfly that Jessie also had picked up at the time. And then there was like a red elephant, and there were some other ones. So I was actually looking at this one yesterday, and I was wondering, when is someone going to purchase this? And then sure enough, you know, just like clockwork, Jessie purchased it this morning. So it's cool. She could like store little things in here. So I'm sure she'll put like butterfly charms and unicorn charms if you've ever followed her. Go over, because she'll definitely cheer you up. She cheers me up every time that I go over and see her page. She's always smiling and always just lots of fun, bright colors, all that sort of stuff. So if you need a mood pickup, definitely go over and check her out. So I'm going to put a link to that down below in the description section, and also to her eBay store. She customizes jewelry like earrings and stuff she makes herself. So go support her. It's Little Shop of Jessie. Everyone who I mentioned here today, I'm going to put links in the description section so you could go over and show them some support and some love as well. Speaking of support and love, I am going to mention Metal Flipping Mel again, because she had taken the time out to customize this postcard for me, which says All Access Slayer. That's the name of her eBay store. And she had sent me a card that I didn't read at the time, so I want to make sure that I read it because it cracked me up. It says, Dom, thank you for your purchase, because I had purchased Uga and Wooga from her to use here on the channel. And all you do, speaking of do, she said, I don't know where you find the energy. The dew can't be that strong. That's, of course, a reference to the Mountain Dew that I'm always drinking. And we're going to get another reference to that in a moment with a really cool postcard that was sent to me. But she says, also, thanks for building such a welcoming community. Enjoy the plushes. So thanks, Mel. I just wanted to make sure I got that in there and make sure you knew I didn't forget about that. So speaking of Mountain Dew, I want to reference this postcard that I just got in the mail today from Leslie Cooper Willie. Now, Leslie has been a member of my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center, for like pretty much since it began. She mentioned in a note she sent me, she's probably one of the first 50 members. Now that's saying something, because at this point we're over 22,000 members. So she sent me this cool postcard of a moonshine distillery. It's a still. It's really cool. And on the back, for those of you who didn't know, it says, back in the hills and in the deep woods, the mountaineers have their own distilleries, making powerful moonshine called Mountain Dew. And that's how it got the nickname. That's why when you see the old Mountain Dew ads, you've got like a hillbilly, and he looks like he's in like a distillery type of area, and it's just funny, like those vintage ads. So I love that type of stuff, and I'm going to place this up there with pride. Now, in terms of the letter that Leslie read me, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's very long, and it's also a pretty personal letter. But I'm really glad that I did not read it here for the first time, because when I got to the last line, I seriously like choked up at it. It really just blew me away. The basics of it is that, Leslie was talking about how she's been watching this channel, and also, following me on Facebook pretty much from the beginning, and that it really influenced her at a time that she was, trying to make some changes in her life. And the channel was one of, several things that helped, push her in the right direction to be where she's at now, with her reselling business. And, at the very end, when she wrote, seriously, thanks for starting the channel. It was exactly what I needed, exactly when I needed. And this last line, when she wrote, you have made a difference in my life, that just, right now, like I literally, seriously, like I have goosebumps. Like you could see, like right there, like my hair is like raising on my arm right there. Like that really means a lot to me. Sometimes people ask me why I do this knowing that I have a job as a healthcare provider. And I honestly feel like that with this, that I just, maybe it's not true, I don't know, but I feel like I help more people with the reselling than I do with my own healthcare job. So I mean, just to know that I'm making an impact on people's lives like that, it just makes it so worthwhile to do. So I'm just thrilled at that. So thank you, Leslie. That just meant the world to me that you sent that over. In terms of another postcard that I'm going to put up, this one here, it's a postcard you see here. It's called Little Bird's Perch. And this one was sent over to me from Diana Collier. And she told me a little bit about her store. I'll just read this here. It says, my Little Bird's Perch store on eBay is named for my hummingbirds, which we have a ton down here. They're so cute. So it's always cool to hear like the different reasons and the different ways that people get inspired to name their stores what they are. So now, speaking of my line of work, it's interesting. Diana said, your videos are so good because I think of the line of work that you're in. So that's interesting. So thank you very much, Diana. I appreciate that. We're going to put that up in just a moment. Now, last but not least, I have to give a big shout out to Gary from Daytona. Gary's been a long time subscriber here to the channel. He's always in the comment section. Great guy. And he sent me an awesome package yesterday with some prezzies and a note. Now, he told me I don't have to read the note and I don't have to show the presents, but I am, because they're awesome. He didn't tell me not to. He's just like, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I want to. So it says, hey, Dom, sorry for the type note, but you do not want to read my handwriting. Just a quick note with small tokens of my appreciation for being such a good friend to all the reseller community and for all the great content you put out on your channel. We do look forwards to that next notification. That's awesome to hear that. Truly do appreciate and enjoy your vlogs. You really do educate us and make it entertaining at the same time. It's true. I really do try to do that to entertain and educate. So I like hearing that. He said, enclosed, find a few odd postcards, maybe one for your wall, and one you could have some fun with Daisy with, LOL. Take your pick for one to post, or if not up to standards, just put them in the next batch of reselling cards. Now, in terms of the one that he referenced for Daisy, this is, and I did squeeze this for Daisy, because listen. So that's a little squeezy dog one, and as soon as I did that, she looked up like that, because she has those squeeze toys, and as soon as she hears that, she's just fascinated. So we'll mess around with Daisy a little bit with this one. That was fun. Then, I said Gary from Daytona, so he's in Daytona, Florida, so he sent me a Florida postcard. But the one I'm going to post, and this one is a vertical one, so people are sending me vertical ones. I'm going to have to start putting the verticals up. So this one just totally cracked me up. So this is totally my sense of humor. I love this kind of stuff, just things that are odd and just totally opposite of what you would expect. So this one's got to go up. I'm going to place that in a minute. Now, the other thing that Gary said was, the cartoon shorts are something I acquired in an estate sale and have been saving them for you. Now, what's he talking about? He's talking about this right here. So, well, this is one of them. We got the Pink Panther, of course, and we've got another one as well. So I love watching the Pink Panther cartoons, and I'm so happy to have these on DVD. So thank you very much for that, Gary. And last but not least, wait till I show you the last thing. And this, I've been saving this because this is just an amazing thing. It says the art, wait till you see this. The art, well, it speaks for itself. I know it won't fit on the wall. I don't be so sure, Gary. But maybe you could find a place for it somewhere. I will. And if not, sell it and make a few bucks for the Primetime Treasure Hunter channel. Either way, enjoy it. Best wishes for continued success. And then he said, you don't have to give me a shout out. But I'm giving you a shout out, Gary. Now, check this out. This thing is amazing. Not only is this super cool on the front. Sorry to show my ring light there, but look at that. That is just such a cool vintage comic scene right there. I absolutely love that. And on the back too, there's like some Mod Podge going on there, and there's a signature. It says Santana on that. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that, but that is absolutely super cool. And I definitely could find a place for this. So let's go find some spots. I'm gonna hang stuff, then I'll turn the camera around. I'll show you where everything's going. All right, Gary, so as you can see here, I gave you a distinct place of honor here at PTHQ, right above Clint Eastwood, man. I can't give you a better spot than that, really. So it's awesome. I like how things are just continuing to evolve. I have some additional white space here that I could work with. So there's still some room, you know. I've got some white space here. Like, there's other spots where I could put stuff. So in terms of the postcards, this is where I decided to put them. I put this one right next to Metal Flippin' Mel because that's totally her sense of humor as well. Here you can see the Mountain Dew postcard here and the Little Birds Perch postcard. There you can also see the link to her eBay store. So awesome. This is starting to evolve as well. Got a lot of space left though. All right, well, if you want your postcard put up here at the Wall of Fame at PTHQ, all you have to do is reach out to me and let me know. And if I know you, I will send you my address and we'll get it up there, get you a shout out, get you a link down in the description section. It's just all a lot of fun, just you know, trying to give back to the community as well. So thank you for all that you give to me. This video was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification button up top, that little bell. That'll let you know when I go live. And I'll see you back the next one, everyone. Don't forget to comment down below. Oh, and last thing, thanks, Diana. Awesome napkin with the dogs on it. I didn't forget. All right, thanks, everyone. Take care.